Hi everyone. My name is Vincent Chow, and today we'll be talking about, giving you a course introduction on a basic technology course that we'll be doing. The topics that we'll be presenting is graphic design using Figma, project management using JIRA, and the objective of this is to teach you from a complete beginner to doing useful work. So, who is this course for? This course is directed towards mature and adult learners. Now, what that means is that, unlike a student, an adult learner only has a limited amount of time to pick up key skill sets that they think will help them either do useful work or to as a stepping stone to develop their careers. But that doesn't mean that younger learners will not benefit from this course. It just means that it's designed with more. Instead of talking about things from an academic point of view, we're gonna more focus on learning hard skills that you can use in real life. To do this course, you're going to require some basic computer skills, such as being able to open software, knowing how to set up accounts, and things like that. This course was originally developed as part of a program for ESL students. So that means, as part of the course, we'll be using simpler language, and I'll be trying to speak slower whenever possible. Although I generally tend to talk very quickly, so please forgive me if there are instances where I talk very fast. This course for those who want to learn about basic graphic design. Graphic design being, how to, use computers to generate, things like advertisements, pictures, animations, and that type of thing. And also UX/UI design, which is to develop prototypes for websites and apps using graphic design, right? As part of this work, we're also going to teach project management. And the reason we picked these three is because, we believe that this is, in the shortest length of time, these are kind of like the most important key skills that the most amount of people will find useful in their day-to-day application, both for, their professional work and for, work as a student or, on your personal life. Okay, so we're going to focus on practical skills, not academic. Meaning that we're going to focus on instead of going through all the details on how to do something, we're going to try to do it one way, the fastest and easiest way. It may not be the quickest way, because the quickest way may require you to remember software specific skills or hotkeys and stuff like that. We're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on, if you want to learn something quick, you need to do it. What you can do in that sense. And I believe this is the quickest way to go from zero to being able to do useful work. So I hope that I can share my experience in this area. Once again, no frills, based on most common users. So this video is part of a technology course for adult learners. It's a technical portion of an in-person 8-week technology program sponsored by the Alberta government for newcomers, more specifically ESL students. And the full course actually includes in-class sessions where we work on practical assignments to help learners build confidence in their skills and do real-life work, right? And then it also includes a practicum portion where students can partner with various, small businesses to gain work experience and references for that area. So this is something that you're interested in. If don't reside in Alberta or you're not part of, you're not in the local area, please get in touch with me, and then I'll be happy to kind of, see whether we can develop a program later on that can incorporate more online learners as well. And my LinkedIn address will be shown later on, so you can always send me a note to learn more information about this. So who am I? My name is Vincent Chow, and I'm a 20-year engineer. So I spent over 20 years executing small and large oil and gas projects in Canada. And these are mainly like physical infrastructure, right? Meaning, facilities, refineries, upgraders, and oil and gas facilities, things like that, right? Now, I also manage a local engineering company. and I participated in over 200 real-world projects, right? So I'm an experienced project manager and engineer. That's my background, right? So actually, at some point in time, a couple of years ago, I needed to learn how to use Figma and JIRA because I was leading a new app startup. In the technology space, and as an engineer, I have a certain set of skills, a certain set of knowledge, right? However, in order to develop mobile apps and things like that, it requires a different skill set, right? So, I did my investigations, I did my studying, and I'm largely self-taught using different online courses, YouTube's, working with programmers and design professionals that we hire to help us do our work, right? The key point is that I've approached the knowledge that I need to gain from a very pragmatic point of view. So instead of spending 2 years on like a design program or something like that, I only I looked at I looked online, I looked at courses, I looked through like a different written pages and stuff like that, YouTube's, working a program. So from a wide variety of sources, I gained the knowledge to do what I need to do, right? And one of the great thing about today's world is that knowledge is everywhere on the internet, right? If you want to get mastery in one or two different specific instances, you can go participate in a Coursera or a masterclass, and they'll help you develop the skills you need without having to do on your own time. Without having to go through a very long duration of schooling, right? So I put this program together to help adult learners or other people like myself who had to learn how to do something quick in a very short time, and to help them find out what's important and what's not important, right? So focusing on doing the most in the least amount of time, that's key in project management. And below I've got my LinkedIn as well, so if you need to know more information or learn a little more, feel free to contact me. So here's the course objective: is to learn important skill set that will allow you to participate in a growing technology industry, right? There's a lot of jobs opening up, in the technology space, right? However, the skill set that you need to do it a little bit different than traditionally, where you're is more manual or other things, right? So graphic design and project management, two of the industries that I think if you were to pick up these skills, it will help you with your career and help you with your learnings and your abilities in school, right? We're going to learn how to do, in this course, we're going to learn how to do basic graphic design, knowing how to do advertisements, websites, mock-ups, and it's very, useful for all kinds of things, right? Whether you're, just for your personal use, whether you're in school, whether, you work for a business, or whether, you think of starting your own business, right? Learning how to do prototyping using Figma. How prototyping differs from graphic design is that prototyping is taking it to the next level. It's taking some graphics and showing and moving from a graphic point of view to, okay, if you had an app, a mobile app or a website, where are the buttons? How do you want it to respond when the client comes in? What do they see? How do you want them to navigate your page? Basically, the next level up in graphic design, right? So we're going to go through, the basics of how to do that as part of our training. And I think this is we're going to teach you the skills, whether you're going to stop here and not learn any more about graphic design and Figma, or whether you want to move into more advanced training, if you find that this work is interesting, right? We're going to focus on doing a lot of hands-on work to do practical work assignments, because when I find that, where you gain confidence in something you've learned is when you're applying it to work on the project, right? And we're also going to learn the basics of project management. Because it's very important to understand some basic key items in order to do your work, right? Either as a team member who's participating or as a leader of a team, right? As part of the project management learning, we're going to learn how to use JIRA. which is a very popular tool for basic project management. Now we focus on Jira as opposed to other tools, is because Jira is a very popular tool more for online use, right? And if you're doing app development, if you're doing programming work, you probably heard about the term agile, and Jira is a very popular software that is used for agile project management, right? So it's important to at least if you understand how to use this software and the basics of how it works, it will help you both in your offline work and your online work. Okay. As part of this course, we're also going to teach you how to set up a basic website to advertise your capabilities, right? There are various, and for these ones, we're going to focus on more what you see is what you get type of web developers, because we just don't have enough time to cover detailed HTML design and stuff like that, right? But we'll help you figure out how to kind of use the very basic stuff to develop a website that will be good for use as an advertisement for your abilities. Okay. We're also going to learn how to use online platforms to find gig work using Fiverr and Upwork. Now, one of the big changes in the current day is that in the olden days, there's only physical work, and you have to, go find a job in a local market, and then do work for these employers, right? Nowadays, with the advent of platforms such as Fiverr and Upwork, people who have skill sets have the capability to do gig work. What gig work is basically work that is done, per project basis, right? So if a small business say, hey, I need to design a website for my new business, or I need to have a new advertisement, for this new product I'm marketing, they can go on a platform, such as Fiverr and Upwork, be able to put a project on there and be able to get people who want to do the work, in a realistic proposal in a way that can be trusted in terms of transactions very easily, right? And it basically enables people looking for work to find pieces of work online, right? So we'll go through that as well. So first is Figma. I mean, what is Figma and why do we want to learn about it, right? Well, Figma is one of the most popular software used for graphic design, web graphic design, and UX UI design for apps, right? So Figma is an entirely web-based software, and it allows teams worldwide to work on the same projects together, right? Traditionally, we used to dealing with, software that if you download to your computer, and then if you want to share with your friend at work, you have to send your friend a copy of the software. A copy of the file. But Figma, one of the key differences about it is fully online, right? So then you don't have to download anything in order to use Figma. You just open a web browser, it will work, and whatever work is doing, it will save it on an online file and other people can actually work on the file at the same time on the same file. So that's one of the very key aspects about it, about people like to use Figma so much, right? Okay. So like we just said, allows designers to do advanced drawing work, to get, and also the next one is that it allows designers to do both UX, UI, and graphical work at the same time, right? So in other platforms such as Adobe, you have a platform for doing drawings, and then you have a platform for UX, UI, and prototyping, right? And and when you have to use two programs to do one thing, it just makes it a lot more work intensive, right? So one of the good things about Figma is that you can both create drawings and do a lot of advanced drawing work within Figma itself. You don't have to hop to a separate program, and then you can also use it to import or export other resources that you have and get everything online and into your prototyping platform, okay? Overall, another great point about Figma is that it's one of the easiest ways to get into web and app development and to do graphic design work. There are lots of specialized software you can use, and some are free, and some are paid and have more specific uses. However, Figma I find is great because any new beginner can come in, they can learn what they need to do, and they can start do work in a useful way very quickly, right? So graphic design. So what is graphic design, and now why do I want to learn it, right? So graphic design is a process of creating some graphics images on a computer for use in computer and print advertisements whether it's promotions, websites, video games, mobile apps. If you think about basically everything graphical. Like if you think about it, today in the olden days we used to communicate via emails, texts, and words. In the current day, if you think about it, we're moving to apps and websites. We're really communicating with graphics, right? And so if you think about graphic design as a way for which to communicate messages, it basically encompasses everything that we do, right? Almost all businesses spend money on graphic and advertising, and it's just typically 3 to 5% of the revenues, right? So it's an ongoing and growing stream of employment, and there's a lot of really good work there, right? So so as a job seeker, this is a great field for you to work in, right? And being a graphic designer is one of those positions that you can work full time, part time, and also gig based, right? So it gives you a lot of flexibility on how you do your work, right? And starting out, you can do gig work internationally or locally, but the rates generally go from $18 to $43 an hour. I think that's in US dollars. So I mean, and so if you know how to pick up a good skill, like obviously, I don't mean that, it's going to take you a while to get your name out there, get your portfolio developed, and to get work consistently. But I think it's a really great area of work to get into, right? Just because it has so much flexibilities, and it also and if you think about it, part of the great thing about graphic design is that it's creativity based, right? So if maybe you're specialized in French, or maybe your language is is Dutch or German, you can utilize there's a place for that language there, right? And if you specialize in that language, you can do work in that area as a translator, as graphic designers, all kinds of stuff, right? Okay. So yeah, so graphic design is like, creativity, right? Outcome based, right? Doesn't require academic degrees. If a graphic looks great and a teenager can do a great job of it, that's great. I don't need to know more than that. I don't require him to have a degree, right? And it's one of the great equalizers, right? So Figma, one of the most popular software for graphic design, right? Just all together. Um, yeah, and entirely web based allows teams to work on the same project in real time. Yeah, you can do advanced drawing work in the same software. Other reasons. Uh, oh, okay. So the next software we're going to talk about is JIRA. So what is JIRA and why do we want to learn about it, right? So JIRA is a software used for project management developed by an Australian company, right, Atlassian. And as one of the most popular project management tool for technology workers and programmers, right? And what is special about JIRA is that it's specialized for software development work and online work, right? Unlike other platforms which specialize in building buildings and other physical infrastructure, Jira is more designed to work with a worldwide, with worldwide workforce doing online type work, right? And software development and app development and any of that kind of work, right? So because it's focused towards programming work. It's great for it incorporates a framework called Agile, right, which is heavily used in the tech industry, right. This is a very common software. It's affordable because it's software. It's affordable. It's easy to use. It's completely online, and once again, it allows people worldwide to work together in the same software, right? So this software you don't need to download. You just open the website and you do everything online there, right? And any files or things that you do, any work that you do is saved online automatically, right? And people can access the same material online, right? Okay. Is one of the most common platforms used of tag work and online gig work, right? And that's another key reason why we're gonna go through it in our course. Part of this training, is is to is to teach you the skills you need to do online gig work, right? If you have an interest in it. So we want you to at least pick up some basic skills in Jira, so that you can, include that in your resume or in your profile when you're looking for work in that area, right? Okay. So there's a lot of different, positions in in online work. And actually, project management, project administration is one of those key items that that is developing and growing as we move forward, right? So if you can show that you have a capability, understand how to use the software, how to do some basic project management, it will really help you in your job search, right? And the next thing is, for myself, I mainly learned Jira because I need to execute a business idea, right? I need to communicate in a way that, that the people who used to do the work understand it and allow you to do the, good project management of it, right? So, for example, if you need to do an app, you need to execute a business idea and you need to plan the activities and stuff like that. Jira is a great software to learn so that help you plan out your work, your budget, and things like that, right? Um, and the main use I use for it is to use it as a management software to develop a mobile app, right? Okay. So knowing some basic project management skills will help you learn how to organize and track both your own work and if you're working in a team, and it makes you a more ideal worker, right? So so even though you may not be a project manager from the get go, knowing these fundamentals will help you become an ideal worker who knows how to work in with project management. It will help you kind of move up the chain faster, right? Okay. Well, that's all I've got. Thank you very much, and we'll go to our next video.